Hi there, I care and you matter. I'm Shannon and I'm a stress mitigation strategist and a soft skills educator. And here on my channel, I share stories, strategies, and solutions to help you bounce back, stress less, and ultimately feel better. And today I'm going to be sharing 3 ways to help you avoid something that I personally have experienced, and that is severe burnout. It took many, many years, over 15 to be exact, for me to become someone that I didn't recognize, and ultimately, even more importantly, somebody I didn't want to be. Extreme burnout changed who I was, and that's because all of my resources, energy, emotional, time, financial in some ways, were just completely exhausted and depleted. And one way to avoid this is by embracing good enough. And the principle of good enough, all that means is not everything has to be done at the same level of completion or expectation. In other words, we don't have to be, nor should we be, overachievers in every area of our life all the time. We need to pick and choose where we want to overachieve and where good enough, just what has to get done, really is okay and should be embraced. So let's jump into those 3 steps. The first one is to appreciate the difference between cutting corners and only doing what is required or needed. One, cutting corners is irresponsible. It equates to lazy. Cutting corners is cheap, it's miserly. Nobody wants to be that. However, recognizing what has to get done and only doing that, well, that's responsible. That's being a good steward of our resources, financial, time-wise, mental energy, emotional energy. Being good stewards of us. And to exhaust ourselves and deplete ourselves in an effort to try and not only manage everything, but like I said, overachieve, do everything in overabundance, that's wrong. That's bad stewardship, bad management of our resources, including ourselves. Number 2, be flexible about keeping your expectations agile and fluid. In other words, there might be some times where you do want to overachieve in certain areas, and other areas or other needs or other requirements, they don't have to be done at the same level. And those expectations should change and fluctuate based on maybe the time of year, what you're personally going through, what your family's going through. In other words, give grace for yourself and give grace for everything that might be going on around you. And be mindful of that and have situational awareness and know what is important when. Keep an eye on the rise and fall of importance and priorities and allow those to change. Lastly, what you want to do is let your priorities and your personal capacity be your guide in deciding what gets done and where to allocate your resources. The way that's helped me the most is to think about this in a very concrete way, a mathematical equation. You start with what you have to get done or what you want to get done. You might have a list of different things. Then you think about your capacity level. What are the resources you have at your disposal? Realistically, not what you wish you had, but what you truly have available to use to get everything done. And then you think about the end. After that equal sign, what do you have at the end? You've got your stuff you want to get done, minus your resources. And at the end, the goal should be, and I know this is going to sound weird, the goal should be to have a few things left that need to get done. Hopefully things that can wait or get put on the back burner. And the reason you want to have things to get done left is because you don't want to be left with a big old 0 or a negative at the end there. You don't want to be completely burnt out, yourself at 0, your finances at 0, your time at 0. You definitely don't want to have a negative amount. It's okay to have stuff that still needs to get done. It's not okay to be at burnout, to be withdrawn in your checking account, to be burning the midnight hours or subtracting sleep hours for yourself. No. You don't want to be in the red. You want to be in the black. And that can include having a few things that can be passed on to next week's to-do list, or maybe can get done next month. Again, going back to step 2, recognizing that levels of expectations are going to change for different areas. But then back to step 3, looking at it as a mathematical equation. Okay, boiling it down black and white. Here's what I got to get done. Here's realistically what I have in order to do that. And then knowing that I don't want to be in the negative or the red at the end when I'm done completing those things. And all of those 3 steps together really help me not only recognize that sometimes good enough really is, but helps me embrace it, because it's important for us to remember that we are our most valuable resource and asset. And unfortunately, for many, many years, I did not see myself as a resource or an asset, but that it dawned on me that if I'm not here and if I'm not functioning, then nobody's going to be around to take care of anybody, at least in the way that I do. I fulfill many roles. I'm a caregiver to my disabled son. I manage all his doctor's appointments. I manage the household finances. I work. I help our other adult son who just graduated and started at the University of Washington. So I manage all these different things, but if suddenly I'm not here or I can't function anymore, who's going to do all of that? And so it's far better for me to do just good enough in certain areas and manage myself and my energy better than it would be to run myself into the ground again, which I've done. Don't do it. It's no fun. In fact, just a little insight into why I start each video with I care and you matter. There was a time in my life not too long ago where I did not feel cared for. I felt more like somebody who was performing a service and a duty. And mind you, I did it well. And I took a lot of pride in that. I do a lot of work and I do everything I can to the best of my abilities. But that's a problem. It's okay to do things to the best of your abilities, but it's so important to remember to be mindful of our own personal amount of energy. Our capacity is finite. Our resources are finite. And so, yes, you want to do your best, but you need to do your best in light of what you have to give. And it's so important not to give everything away. And that matters to me. For a while, for a long time, I did not feel like I mattered. I felt like I was just a person doing a job. And the reality is we all matter. And you matter to me. And that's why I feel so passionate about the books that I'm currently writing, the printables I sell on Etsy, and these videos. I really want to create resources and tools and strategies to help you find ways to protect you, because you truly do matter. And I care about you, and I care about giving you the help that I so desperately needed years ago, but simply couldn't find. So, sorry to end on kind of a heavy note here, but I truly do mean that from the bottom of my heart. And I hope that this video and these 3 easy steps can help you make a tangible, feelable, heartfelt difference in your life moving forward, especially during this time of the holidays. With that, I'm going to end here, and I will look forward to seeing you in the next video. Until soon, bye-bye.